When he says, I'm not going to let the wolf eat me anymore. If the wolf comes in here, next time he comes in here, I'll do whatever I have to do to keep him off my back. Is the sheep violent or is the wolf the violent one? He wasn't teaching hate, he was teaching common sense. You know, somebody's knocking him over the head, stop him. Do whatever you have to do to stop him. You know, the ones that were knocking him over the head were afraid of the fact that he might swing back. So they said, no, he's teaching hate, he's violent.
Black skin, white mask. Already know that life gets hard. And they say that we're used to the harshness. If it wasn't for the pain, I'd laugh. Truth is, we knew about light before dark. Turned music to art and taught everyone to dance. There's still no chance. Freedom must be too much to ask. Bleeding from the ache in my heart. Sometimes I wish it was whites in the middle like France. No, I'm not racist, just jarred. Got hate before bush, not plants. They say we should leave it all in the past, but my brother's still dying on the end, so I can't. So if my attitude stinks, don't ask, cause a hashtag won't help you understand my stance. Fuck a melody, this is real rap if you ever see. Head hot, cause the system won't let me be. Tell me how I thrive in a place that don't cherish me. And they wonder why we all need therapy. Pre the energy, just another nigga to Penelope. And they don't get it how we bottom of the barrel when still drip sauce from the world, no recipe. Weight of the world on my shoulders, all the pressures in life still tightly holding me. Pour libation for all of the fallen soldiers, but the pain still goes unspoken. They want us to stay broken, never gonna fall, fuck folding. I see my people lost hope, shit, don't you know we all been chosen.
We are oppressed, we are exploited, we are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
Forgive me if you don't understand. Sorry, I'm just misunderstood. Punished if I try to take a stand. Meanwhile, my friends dying in the hood. And you can say that we're killing ourselves, but the truth is they're killing us still. How you saying Black Lives Matter, but never took a moment to help? Just a trend that you post for yourself. And yeah, it takes a toll on my health, cause I want wealth like everyone else. But it's 10 times harder to me. And they wonder why my brothers put food on a scale. Yeah, when I die, I'll see heaven, that's real. Cause we already living in hell. Wish I could share all the pain I felt. Oh well, I guess I won't speak till my scars do heal. I just wanna be black with a meal. Yeah, that's for every time I had no meals. Cause my mother couldn't keep up the bills. With a handful of kids, no home, just a cell. And I don't care if conscious don't sell. Knowledge brings height to an elf. Went from sitting on thrones to a self. Been blessed, man, it wasn't by chance we fell. Weight of the world on my shoulders. All the pressures in life still tightly holding me. Pour libation for all of the fallen soldiers, but the pain still goes unspoken. They want us to stay broken, never gonna fall, fuck folding. I see my people lost hope, shit, don't you know we all been chosen.
Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Yeah, this is real life. Can't keep me as a kid.
Blessed love, people. Blessed love, blessed love. Put up a one if you can hear me. You know my equipment's dodgy. Blessed love, welcome, welcome, welcome. I just had to run that tune, you know. That is my baby girl, my daughter, my middle daughter. For those of you that don't know, that is the artist Blue. And you can get her on, what's this thing called? What's it called again? She's on YouTube as well, but Spotify. That's it. Her name's Blue, and she's on Spotify, and she's my baby girl, my middle daughter. Lovely. But, you know, this girl is ahead of her time in terms of her lyrics. I keep telling her. And it's so fitting, isn't it? That tune. It's become our theme tune, and it will stay as our theme tune. We're going to put some visuals to it, as you know. But, yeah. She's ahead of her time, and everybody go over there and support Blue. You can find her on Spotify. Support, because it is so fitting for the time that we are living in, and particularly what's been going on this week. It's just been crazy. I've not even been able to look at any cases this week, people. In the last couple of weeks, actually. Big up to everybody that came out for Milton Keynes. We continue to support that family. Big up, big up, big up. Big up to all the mods. I see we got a full house. But yeah, it's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy what's been going on since the beginning of the year. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But for the moment, you might have seen on Instagram something that broke my heart this week. Goodness gracious me. Broke my heart this week, people. Double D reached out to me. I haven't, for you, those of you that don't know who Double D is, he's got a YouTube channel, Double D TV. Go over there, subscribe, like, watch his stuff. He's a wonderful friend and supporter of the His Time Is Up campaign from the very beginning. He was at the first march. He spoke at the first march, and he's always supported his sisters in giving a voice to survivors of sexual abuse as well. So imagine my horror when Double D reached out to me and said that he wants to tell his story here, his story, and that is his story of his own abuse. So if you haven't seen the Instagram post, then please go ahead and watch that. But wow, you know, I hadn't seen, he told his story on his platform, but I actually hadn't seen it. So I didn't have any idea as to what was going on, you know, and as I say, it broke my heart. But he's going to come on and share with us in the tradition that so many women and only a couple of brothers have shared. So he's probably about the third man to come and share his story of abuse. And it is the bravest thing, because it is a big feat anyway, as a survivor of any kind of abuse, particularly sexual abuse, to come on and open up and tell your truth publicly. But we know our brothers suffer in silence. They don't speak out enough, you know? And for that reason, I just think that he's an absolute hero. So without further ado, I'm just going to bring you straight on Double D, my brother. Welcome, bro.
Good evening, sis. Good evening, guys.
Good evening. Good evening, Double D. I'm not even going to say too much, Double D. Let me just put up a picture for those of you that haven't seen. Oh, what's happened to you? I haven't removed you, have I? Oh, no, there you are.
No, I'm there.
You're there. So you were sexually abused as a child, my brother?
I was, yes. Mm-hmm. So I'll start by saying that. So when I was a youth man,
let me just show people who we're talking about for the time being, okay?
Yeah.
Here's who we're talking about. This is actually your blood sister, your half sister, even though I don't like that term. But your
no, she's actually my stepsister. So her mum was my
yeah. Right. So that's who we're talking about. This is Tamar Burgess Oakley, because she's got a double name from being married, isn't she?
She does.
Who we're talking about. Yeah. Go ahead, D.
Yeah. So when I was a little youth man, my mum, who lives here in the UK, she was very abusive to me physically and verbally. So she used to destroy me. You know, she used to murder me. When I say murder, I'm telling you about licks that big people would get. You know, so when I was about 8 years old, she destroyed me, and I just ran away. I packed up my stuff and ran away to my dad's house. And that's how I went to my dad to live with my dad. So I lived with my dad up from I was 8 until I probably was 15 or so. But when I was about 9, 10-ish, my stepsister started molesting me. You know, me and my stepmom actually had a great relationship. You know, she later became abusive to me as well because of this stepsister, because she actually told her mom that I was trying to touch her when it was the other way around. You know, and that destroyed the relationship that I had with my stepmom. My stepmom is the one who taught me everything. She taught me how to read. She looked after me as a youth, you know. So when I was about 9, the first time it happened, so me and her shared a room, the same bed. Me and her was in the living room watching TV one night, and she went round to the room, and I was still watching whatever we was watching. I can't remember. It was years ago. But I remember turning the telly off and going around to the room. And when I went round to the room and went on the bed, she started touching me, and that's how that started. And it eventually blossomed into her giving me a signal, but she was older than I was. So this would have happened for probably up till she got into a relationship and later got married, very young as well. Eventually blossomed into her giving me a signal. So when I'm coming into the room, she would have the sheet over her, and she just move the sheet and move her knickers to one side, and that's how I knew that that's what she wanted.
So she would do this without speaking. She had kind of
Yeah. There was a code. So my dad, he's deceased now, but he wouldn't have known any of this because I didn't tell anybody until after my dad died. Yeah, her mom, she was in the house as well, but she was in her room. She wouldn't have known any of this either, but she done it for a couple of years until she eventually left the house. I found out the day me and you spoke as well that she actually done it to somebody else. I don't want to say too much about that because the person don't want to get outed.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Another boy.
A girl.
Jesus.
Yeah. So she would have done this a couple of times. I remember this particular time. Me and I was in the living room, and she basically made me go down on her.
Oh my gosh.
So she was very prolific, and what really irks me, because I've thought about it for years, and I thought about just leaving it, but I was telling my story. I was telling the story of how me and my stepmom and my dad, the whole story, how I ended up living with them and stuff, and what happened when my dad died and stuff, and whatever led to me saying that, I was telling the story that me and my stepmom actually had a good relationship up till that point where she lied on me and saying I tried to molest her when it was the other way around. She was the one who was molesting me. So when I said that, she must have seen the video and sent me a message under the video saying she's gonna sue me for defamation. So I said, all right, cool.
I'm just uploading the video, that message now. Actually, I overlooked that earlier on, so I'm just doing that now. But yeah. So why did you? Let me just backtrack a bit. Double D.
Yeah.
So you were how old when this started?
I was no more than 9 years old, probably, when this started.
And she would have been about.
I remember when I was that young, she was already in high school, so she was about to leave high school. So she was a bit older than I was.
About 17, 18 then, if she was leaving high school in Jamaica,
yeah,
right?
It would have been 16, 17 them times, yeah.
16, 17. You were 9, right?
Yeah. I'm not quite sure how old she is, to be honest, Afua, but I know she's older than I am.
Right, exactly. Old enough to know better.
Yeah, she was old enough to know better. And all this time, she was a Christian in church. You know them people in church that dance with the white gloves and stuff? She was one of them people that dance in the choir. She was one of those persons all this time. So what really brought me to decide to tell this story is that after I said that little bit, she could have just ignored it, but she decided to message me, trying to intimidate me, and I won't be bullied. Everybody know that. So I decided, all right, cool. Since you want to intimidate me because I told the truth, let me just out you now.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's disgusting.
So,
take me back to the part where she told a lie on you. How did that come about?
So what happened is this time she was with her ex-husband now, because she was married in Jamaica before she went to America. So she would have got with her ex-husband at this point, and I don't know, I think maybe she wanted to stop what she was doing, so she figured the best way to stop would was to get rid of me out of the bed. You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the only thing I can assume. But another thing that I want to point out for a lot of boys goes through this in Jamaica. Not only in Jamaica, but in the world. But it goes, under the radar.
100%, my brother. 100%.
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of talk that through with you and address that kind of issue, because we've been saying it. We've been saying it here for a long time. We even had a couple of Jamaican people come on from Jamaica to share with us, their experience of what's going on out there. If you remember, it is an issue, and what we have to understand, I'll say it, I've said it a load of times, I'll say it again. What we have to understand is that the abuse that we suffered here in the UK as Black children came with the Windrush from the Caribbean. Now, obviously, we talk about Jamaica because you're Jamaican, I'm of Jamaican heritage. So that is what sort of immediately concerns us. But it's throughout the Caribbean.
It's throughout the Caribbean and Africa as well.
I was about to say, it's also throughout Africa as well.
It's coming from the slave culture,
and colonialism,
colonialism, yeah.
All the violations that we've been through. I believe that. I do believe that, but it's become inward and prolific, and it's become internalized in us. It's endemic. But what we stop it,
Under the video that you posted on IG, I saw someone commented saying, "Oh, they're not making excuses, but she could have been abused as well." But I was abused. I never done nothing like that.
Well, at the end of the day, it's interesting, isn't it? A few times we've had brothers come on and tell our story, and you've got a certain cohort of women that have no empathy for brothers, and I would invite them to look at their own internals, look at their own journey, their issues, their luggage, their trauma, and deal with that, because I don't agree with any of that. We saw the way that 5-0 was treated compared to how female victims are treated on this platform. Do you understand? And there does seem to be this kind of cognitive dissonance when it comes to the suffering of our brothers, but yet we say we want them to speak out.
This caused real damage as well, because for many years, up till I had my first daughter, that's when I just felt that the anger lift up and just left me. I was angry for many, many years, So I don't know.
I've heard so many stories from so many brothers from Jamaica, because I used to do my own little litmus test and ask them when they lost their virginity. And it was always the same. It was always sort of between the ages of 5 and 10. Let's say.
The society is very highly charged.
Alarming ages. And I remember at first I was saying, well, was it with a child your own age? Like, my goodness. No, it was my auntie, my mother friend, my this, my that. What is going on in Jamaica with the women?
Even my older brother told me that his auntie held him down and took it. My older brother.
So many stories. Bro, I'm gonna share the message.
Yes.
That your sister sent you, because I just think it's despicable, and it's classic paedophile narcissistic behavior.
Yeah.
It really, really is. She could have said nothing. And he didn't.
You know what would have been better if she had called me and said, "Listen, some things happened, and I'm sorry." Yes.
Then you wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have. You could have withdrawn the story even, or updated that you're working it out or something. But to come with this, my brother.
Yeah.
To come with this, everybody can see that on the screen. The video clip was just sent over to my lawyer due to some of the allegations you made in attempts to defame. You will be hearing from my lawyer, who will be claiming defamation of a character suit against you. She ain't in England, obviously. She's in America.
I don't know who she's trying to scare.
She's in America.
She went to a very prominent high school, so maybe because of that, she thinks she's highly more intelligent than anybody else. No,
what it is, Double D, is country come and go. Because she's only ever been, I assume, she's only ever gone from Jamaica to America.
Yeah.
She definitely hasn't done Europe. So if she really thinks that she's going to be successful doing that, unless she's a millionaire, she can think again. Nobody's going to extradite you.
Exactly.
You haven't murdered anybody. She doesn't understand jurisdiction. Not at all. She really doesn't.
And this would have been even though it would have been a civil matter, you know, but nothing ain't gonna ever come out of that because I'm not in America.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It would have been better if she saw me in Jamaica and then try bust my head with a big stone, probably. Then she would have got.
Listen, I'm gonna play something that somebody sent me, I think last week sometime, but it's so disturbing for me. Trigger warning for everybody because it is deep. It doesn't have visuals; it's just sound, and it's basically a young girl in Jamaica who has taped her father, her own biological father, as he comes into the room on her at night, like most nights for her, and she actually taped him. You know, if I could find these, I really would like to. So let me just turn my screen off, and I'm going to play that if I can find it. It's just, you know, it's a talking point. It's more than a talking point. It is a problem that we've really got to sort out.
It is a very big problem in Jamaica. Very, very big problem.
Huge problem in Jamaica. Huge. But yeah, let me just share my screen because it's on YouTube and I haven't, it was sent to me as a YouTube link. Let's turn off my camera.
Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. We are a group of people who believe in the rule of law. We're a group of law-abiding citizens who know and believe law-abiding citizens must live in peace and tranquility and enjoy life to the fullest. We strongly support preemptive strikes against the criminals. We at the Jamaica Young Police Channel are not in bed with any criminal organization or political parties in Jamaica, whether the GLP LGBTQ plus government or the PNP LGBTQ plus party. And our reason for not aligning ourselves with them, because they are both criminal organizations pretending to be political party. Yeah, so we at the Jamaica Young Police Channel had received audio from one of our loyal subscribers and viewers. And I want you to listen to this in its entirety. I'm not even going to comment about what you're about to hear, because they said everything that's in there must come to light. And a lot of us as Jamaicans have heard, you know, various stories, theories, and things that happen in some communities where we used to live, or even visit, or even knowing people who, you know, they call them family ram. You know, I remember, I don't remember the man's name, but he used to live on Septima Street, where they said that he was in a relationship with his daughter. I would have to ask my cousins who used to live on Septima Street in Jonestown that this man had three kids in the 70s, you know, in Jamaica with his daughter. I don't remember his name, but right now, although that was when I was like 5, 6 there, but I can remember seeing both of them, the man and the woman, and, you know, people be whispering in the community that it's the man's daughter. I don't remember his name, but I want you to listen to this audio. Man, daddy no, daddy please, daddy no sex please with you. So I'm just repeating as, you know, the young girl is saying. But you see, with technology, we're going to be able to expose all these sick people. Because on God's word, you can't look at your own daughter and based on the man's action, his behavior in the recording that the daughter bravely recorded him, and we just want the public, the Jamaican people, and those in Britain or wherever this man live, to out him. We want his photographs, we want everything. And I hope the daughter reported him to the police. So I want you to listen. and decide.
I lie to you. I tell people what I do. Yeah. Can't even go on.
No, I just said no, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I said no.
See, it's on. No pregnant, nothing at all. Please, you know, oh God. I'm peeing up. Oh God, help me now. Help me, Chanel, please. It's only you can do it for me, please. Please, baby. Please, darling, please.
Daddy, no. No. Mm-hmm.
Let me do it from outside. Let me do it from outside.
No, stop.
Let me do it from outside.
Mm-hmm.
We can't reach with the clothes. Hmm? Chanel, please, I'm begging you faithfully to God. Help me, let me help you now. Oh God, Chanel, you serious now?
No.
Please, no.
Daddy, no. Mm-mm. No, Daddy, no.
God, Chanel. Oh God. Chanel, please. Please, oh God.
Daddy, no. Stop.
No, I'm going at it. You're not gonna reply that someone if you like it.
Daddy, stop.
You really do with this? Hmm? You really doing with this? Chanel, I'm not hurting you, know? Please. For once, oh God. Look, I tell you, I will do everything for you. I will make you be the best daughter. Honestly, give you everything for you, make you go to comfort. Take you from over there, make you go to college, stay at college, everything. Food on the table, everything. If I invest in you that kind of way, what you do for me?
I mean,
If I find myself investing in you like 600,000 a year, what would you do?
I'm gonna understand if it expound.
If I invest so much money in you, what would you do to make me happy back after all?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know. What you think would make me happy?
What would make you happy, Daddy?
Don't know. What you think would make me happy?
I don't know that time I ask you.
Would you go the extra mile to make me happy?
Yeah, who wouldn't want to make their father happy?
Hmm?
Who wouldn't want to make their father happy?
So suppose me want a bit of happiness when no other woman ever do to me.
Meaning?
I don't know.
You have to talk to me.
Hmm?
You have to talk to me.
I don't know, just trying to say, suppose I want a bit of happiness when no other woman ever do for me.
I don't understand you.
I don't know. Meaning, like how I don't have no one at all. And I want a bit of happiness.
I don't understand you.
And I don't know how much to explain it then. I don't know how much more to explain.
Yes. Did you listen to the entire recording that this young girl had recorded of her father? Did you hear the man pleased to his daughter, his biological daughter, and she's calling him?
You know, people, every time I hear this, I'm crying eye water. Yeah. But the reason I've shared it, I did say before, someone said I should have put a trigger warning. I don't know if you didn't hear me. I said it's very triggering. It's not for the faint-hearted. And it isn't. But the reason that we had to go through that excruciating journey with that poor sister is that it is in England. They are Jamaican, but the man is in England. He's around somewhere. And if anybody recognizes that voice, I beg you, please, DM me a picture of this man. Yeah? DM me a picture of this man. Yeah, people should have logged out. Thank you, Speaker Truth. We need a picture of this man. He's in England somewhere. I'm hoping he's in London, where our viewership is more concentrated. This man is in England, and we need to find him. A lie, Double D?
Not a lie. This is what I'm saying. It's so embedded. It's like a part of us, and we need to get rid of that, man. I don't
Get
know how can someone how can a man have nature for his own child?
his own girl child, and using those terms that Yardman like to use. Like, come man, we're peeing up. I can't even get the mentality, but I think it's really important for people to see the inside of the manipulation that takes place between victim and perpetrator. And that's your actual father. So it's doubled. It's even more intense, that grooming, that manipulation, the pushing of blame on the child. Is it any wonder that it takes people, or as yourself, Double D, victims, survivors, so long to speak out? Is it any wonder, especially when it's family?
Yeah, because no one's gonna believe her if she didn't record it.
Absolutely, especially in Jamaica. Now my God says she tell lie upon her father, and now she's wicked,
I
right?
heard him say he's spending a lot of money. That's his job. That's your job, to look after your children.
It's unbelievable. I don't know how we're going to stop it. We can out perpetrators all day long, but what is it that's going to stop this in our community?
We have to
Everywhere.
continue. We have to continue to speak about it and make people know that it is okay to come and speak about it, and that there's people that's gonna believe you, and people that's gonna stand by you and stand with you. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So once we create that environment, then a lot of persons, I reckon more men, because this is why I even wanted to share my story, because a few people might know about me, and if they hear me talking about it, they might say, okay, let me go and talk about my story as well. And then we can get a bit of traction behind it. But once there's a safe space for people to come in, because we ain't gonna get no prosecution from my one, but I know there might be recent ones that happen that, you know, someone might be afraid to talk about, and this might trigger them to come and talk about it, and then we can catch that perpetrator.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And how did you feel at the time? In fact, let me just pull up a comment I saw while I was playing that from Honeybee. Behave yourself. How dare you make that comment that you made? I'm not even going to say it, Double D. You'll probably see it afterwards anyway. She's bright, whoever this Honeybee is. You apologize and apologize now. Otherwise, I'm going to block you from this channel. You will never watch another one.
I didn't see it, but once you
the ignorance and insensitivity of the comment, unbelievable.
Once you upload the video, I don't think the comments, they go away. We don't see them.
No, you do see them. You do.
You do.
Yeah.
No,
you never watch back a live, or you always watch it live?
I always watch it live. Yeah, I never go back on.
If you, it doesn't happen straight away. Like maybe within an hour of uploading, then you can press live chat before. Yeah, at the video to the right, it says live chat. And you just press it, it drops down.
Okay.
Yeah, it says it's two of them. It says live chat and top chat or something like that. But it's the live chat that you want. My God. Sometimes I just feel like God needs to come and take away his people and just mash up the rest of them. Because even the fact that the man was bawling to God within it.
I know. This is what I told you. My stepsister was a person that went to church. I went to church every Sunday. You know? And this is prevalent in the Jamaican churches as well. You know? I have inside information, and 2 pastors down there that live in a house full with men. You just live with little boys. You know, I'm not gonna say that I know for sure that he might be molesting them, but why would a big man live in a house full with boys in his personal home? Those are not his kids.
Sorry, bro. I'm still waiting for this apology from Honeybee. I can't see it. What? Can you find her a blogger for me, please?
What did she say?
To apologize for that comment. It was insensitive. Even if it was born out of ignorance, my sister, you need to apologize to the brother, because he's going to see this after that. It's a horrible question that she asked with a question mark. This is not time for trolls right here today. Right now, brother, I'm up to my neck with all the nastiness going on.
And this is why we can't get any real traction. And this is coming from our own people, you know. Don't think that it's not our own people. They just don't want to believe, or they just don't care, or I don't know, you know. And the minute it happens to them, they come crying too.
Absolutely. You know? This level of, like I said, cognitive dissonance, this denial, we keep talking about it on here. It's constant. I just don't get it. I don't get it, Double D. And what were your feelings? What were your feelings at the time in terms of how it affected you?
So I didn't realize that it had any effect on me until I was older, you know, because I just thought it was normal, you know. Even a lot of stuff that happened to me as a child, all of the beatings, because your mom will break your hand, she'll break your back in Jamaica, and they'll say it's because your mom loved you why she done that. You know, I'm not against spanking children. I'm not against it. You know, I'm not against giving them a slap or something, but I'm telling you about my mom once sat in my belly, and back in the day we had some Coca-Cola bottles. They were long. You must have known those, the glass bottles. My mom once sat in my belly. My big mom sat on my belly, and she beat me in my knees until the bottle broke.
Jesus.
You know? And why she done that? My dad didn't bring no money that Friday, and I was given trouble.
These women are sick. They you know, God curse their womb, is what I say. I don't know why God cursed their womb with any fruit.
So I'm just telling you, in Jamaica, a lot of stuff is normalized. You know, it's in the music, it's on TV, it's everywhere. It's in the way people dress. You know, it's just everywhere. It's in the church, it's in the school, it's everywhere. It's in the taxis. one thing I always noticed as well in Jamaica, the taxis, they're very darkly tinted, and I'm always thinking,
They're all
okay, this is a
predators.
you know,
That's
why are
the
they
man
so tinted? It's a public passenger vehicle. You should have no tints on it. You know?
one thing I know that taxi stands in Jamaica is no place for a picnic.
Okay.
No place for a little girl. That's for
And
sure.
then these taxi drivers, they molest. My young one of my younger sister, right? One of my younger sister, I know for a fact that when she was 15 years old, her boyfriend was a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
And this police officer that was her boyfriend, her sister was cheating on her husband with his boss. So his boss was higher than him, you know. So the sister was going out with the boss police officer, and the guy under the boss was going out with my 15-year-old sister. You know, so it's everywhere down there.
So did you tell your family after the fact? Did you try to kind of stick up for yourself when she accused you and told them the
So
truth thing?
so my stepmom is one of them kind of women where, you know, them aunties in yard where they rule the roost. You know, them strong women.
The alpha females.
Yeah. You just don't second guess her. Whatever she says goes. You know. So while I'm saying that she has done some good things for me, all of the bad outweigh the good. She done a lot of terrible stuff to me as well. You know. But I'm giving credit where credit is due, because I was a little bit naughty as well, because all of the stuff that I was going through. It's only when my dad died, I literally told my cousin that time, because I actually hung myself. I should have said, you know, I should have gave a warning that I was gonna say that. So I actually tried to commit suicide, and she's the one who caught me and stopped me. So when I jump out of the tree with the rope around my neck, she ran out of the house and held my legs up and started screaming, and they came and cut me down and stuff. But it's only when my dad died, I told one of my cousins that was the reason why I wanted to kill myself, because I was being abused. My stepmom would beat me. They would beat me. My mom gone and left me. And my dad was never home because he worked so much, you know.
So you were physically abused in the beginning and then went on to be sexually abused as well.
Yeah. So my mom would murder me. I'll go to my dad, and they wouldn't beat me so often, but I would get licked still. Yeah, I would do most of the work. You know, they would send me to the shop. I'd have to clean up the dog poo. I was basically the yard boy. You know, but I was fed and I was clothed and I was schooled. You know, so
And
I'm
that's what
grateful
you're
for that.
supposed to be grateful. Well, yeah. They just see that as the basics, don't they? Some of them.
Yeah.
It's a wonder to behold that you've become so sensitive and empathetic.
Yeah, because I
so
see it everywhere,
well-rounded.
you know, and once I hear it, I know what to listen for, and then I said, right, that's true. You know? Yeah.
Credit to you, Double D. Absolute credit to you, my brother. You're a
Yeah.
survivor. You're a survivor.
I am. And then when I came to England, the abuse with my mom started right over again.
How
So
old were you when you came to England?
I was 16. You know, it started right. Oh, I was here probably 8 months before my mom threw out my things and threw me out of her house.
Wow.
Yeah.
She clearly hated your father, it seems.
She did hate. My mom once looked at me and told me that she hated me and she wished she had left me in Jamaica so gunmen can kill me, because where she lived, it was very volatile, you know. And then one time me and my stepmom had a falling out, and I ended up moving I was living on my own since I was like 15, you know. So just before I came to England, I lived on my own. I went to school. I washed my own clothes. I cooked. But my mom used to send money to look after me, you know. But even that, there would always be a catch if I phoned her for money, and she would disrespect me in the most way, you know. So when I came to England, it started all over again, and it only stopped when I walked away from them about probably 4 or 5 years ago. I just had enough, and I just said, I'm leaving them behind, and I just left them behind.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you, everybody.
And
Thank you
not
so
one.
much.
So I have a little brother. I told you about him, my little gay brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some people might know him because he's on social media as well. He has reached out to me a few times, but none of my older sisters have reached out to me, not once since I've left. You know. Yeah.
It's disgusting. But as I say, the upside is that you've come through it and you've survived it and you're able to tell your truth. I'd love to see her try to sue you for defamation. She's a pedophile.
She is. And you know what the upside, you know what the worst part about it? She now have kids, and I know she wouldn't like nobody to do that to her kids, and she's a nurse.
If she's not doing it to her own children anyway, we don't know this.
You know, and she's a nurse, so she might be messing with people's kids.
Exactly. Even if it ain't her own, she may well be. Well, we've seen her picture. It's up for the world to see. Let's hope that somebody in America, it reaches her and she'll know that that you are speaking your truth, because that's what they rely on, is the silence, isn't it? Yeah.
I just wish the others could come and say, because they are others. You know, I just can't speak for them, but I just wish.
In time, brother. In time. In time. In time. Things will change eventually, and like you said, we need to keep talking about it so the next generation knows it ain't okay, and knows that they too can talk about it. That's the only way through generation.
There can be change. You know, if we weren't rebelling back in the day, if Haiti never fought for independence, if Nanny and them people weren't fighting the British, we would have still been in bondage. And we changed that. So we can change this. You know?
Exactly.
Credit to you. The environment.
Credit to you, man. Credit to you, honestly. Bro, I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, before we move on, my stepson in Jamaica, he's 20 years old. Yeah, he's watching. He want me to big him up. So big up Money Idol.
Big up Money Idol.
Yeah, you guys go subscribe to his YouTube channel. You want to be a YouTuber like his stepdad as well.
All right.
His YouTube is called Money Idol.
What's his name again? Money Idol on YouTube.
Money Idol, yeah, Idol.
Everybody go over there and subscribe to Money Idol and see where my God with. Big up, Money Idol.
Big up, and big up to everybody that's watching. You know, I'm glad I can share my story with you guys, and bless up, man.
We're humbled. We're humbled. Seriously humbled, and you've done it with such honor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bless you, Double D. Blessed love.
Big up.
Blessed. Double D, man. Double D, Double D, Double D, Double D. Bro. My heart is hurting me, honestly. I have no words. I have no words. And it's just, we know that it is just one in so many. Just one in so many, honestly. Big up the brother, man. It's never easy to share. Never easy to share. Hi. So let's move on, people, to more recent matters, more current matters. Now, we've all seen the stuff that's been coming out this week with the young girl in Ashford that was beaten. Well, to be honest, was she beaten? I think she'd done quite a lot of beating herself. Yes, she was beaten. She was set upon, like, by a pack of wolves, is the only way that I can describe it. Pit bulls that had their master with them, basically setting them on this person. We've all seen it. It's been everywhere. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. I'm not going to run the video. I was going to run the video again. Put up a one if you haven't seen the video, because it's not easy watching. None of what I'm showing tonight is going to be easy watching. There are trigger warnings throughout this whole live. Believe you me. Put up a one if you haven't seen the video. Everybody's seen the video. Right. Can I see any ones? Let me see. So everyone's seen the video. Only Denise Bell hasn't seen. Oh, there's a few people that haven't seen the video. Few people that haven't seen it. So you've not seen the video, Shani. quite a few people haven't seen the video of the young black girl in Ashford, in Surrey, being attacked by a group of traveller children and their mother. The mother doesn't put their hands on the child, but she does command her children. So I'm going to put it up. There's enough people that haven't seen it. I'm going to actually play the video then. It's not easy watching people. It is making my blood boil. I couldn't even sleep after that. I really, really couldn't sleep after that. Hey. Oh my gosh, honestly. Where's it gone? Oh, where has it gone? I thought I had it. Yeah, really thought I had it. I'm sure I have got it. 1 second, people. How is that possible? Hey. I didn't upload it. Ah, I know what happened. I failed to upload it on the other computer. These things, honestly, I'm not even sure if I can get it on this one. It just takes forever. But yeah, it was a vicious attack. It's been everywhere. It's been on the news. And I don't know where to start. Kate says, I heard that the video, I don't know. Let's see if I can get it off this. Oh, actually, I think I have got it on here. What am I talking about? So yeah, it's sorry, Kate, what were you saying? You were saying that let me just see this comment again, because I need to address this. We just try and get this comment back. You're saying that you heard the pics that was going around of the girl are not the girl that was beaten in the video. Saw this info on London Open TV. Yeah, I took that down earlier because that was a fake thing that was going around. I did take that down. I had another thing up of somebody sent it to me. A couple of people sent it to me saying that that was the lady who actually did it. I later found out from an absolute certified source, a neighbor who lives close to the school and knows everybody involved, and she corrected me. So I've put the picture up of the real individual, but I've left her sister's picture up because it's actually her sister that I put up. It's actually her sister that was circulating, not her. Now, some people seem to have an issue with that. But what I'm saying is this. Like I say in Jamaica, if you not catch Kwaki, you catch him shirt. Yes, she's been arrested, but there's nobody that can tell me, especially knowing travellers, how they move, that her sister ain't down with that type of thing. And as I said on my Instagram earlier, I was answering somebody on a post, underneath a post. They've been arrested, that's fair enough. But in these situations, if the family are not down with what happened, or are not protecting the interests of those perpetrators, there would be some kind of apology. You know, no doubt the press has been at their door. Travellers are a very, very wide community. You know, they stick together. So even if all of the immediate family are in custody, there's somebody there that will speak, uncle, auntie, cousin, somebody within that family. If there was any common decency in these people, there would be an apology. That's what there would be. Yeah. Someone suggested, oh, well, they've been locked up. Why should they apologize? Of course they should. You would apologize on behalf of your family, seeing the scale and the magnitude of this thing. But let me show this video for those of you that haven't seen it. Absolutely horrendous.
Get up. Move. Move. Get him, Margaret. Get him, Margaret. Get him, Margaret. Oh, get him, Margaret. Get up now. Get up now. That's it. Get my phone. That's it, Margaret. That's it. Kick the head. Punch the face off her. Punch her face and kick. Get her head better off the floor. Beat her off the floor. That's it. Get up, Margaret. That's it. Pull it back, Kelly. That's it. That's it. Kick her in the face.
Dodie.
Step on her face.
Oh my God. She's year 6 now, Whitney.
Step on her face, Whitney. Kick her in the face. Get her, Margaret. Kick her in the face. That's it. Kick her in the face. Whitney. Kick her in the face, you spastic. Look at Whitney. Get up in her second. Get up in her.
More important stuff happening.
Get up in her. Go. Get up in her. Right. Kick her. Go, Kathleen. Kick her in the face. Keep doing it. Quick. Get down there, get up there, Whitney, I'm gonna murder you. Drop her, Whitney! God, honey! What, honey, get her, honey! Get her, honey! That's it! Honey, get on her! Get on her! Get on her! Get on her, honey, get put this! That's it! Hey, that's it, honey! Get her, Kathleen! That's it, Kathleen!
Wait, hey, Kay! Thought you were gonna kill
Hey,
her!
you spastic, yeah, you go for nothing, handicap, yeah! Hold her, Whitney! Look at Whitney, big dog Down syndrome! Stop her, Whitney! Get her, Kathleen! Holly, get her!
Can we let go?
Get on her, Holly!
Beast and you booty fish.
That's it now, come on!
Good on
That's it!
Just unbelievable, people. Just unbelievable. I mean, like, for God's sake. Every time I watch it, my blood boils. It boils. I wish I was young and foolish like I used to be, people. I swear to God, because I would be on a serious rampage right now. I really, really would. It's just unbelievable. So anybody that condones that in my books, you know, I don't care. We need a proper solution. Now, at the end of the day, look, I wanted to go up and to ride with everybody else up there and all the rest of it. But I don't see that as a proper solution. And I think it should have happened. I think that there should have been a show of force and a show of presence in the community. But we need more than that on the back of that. You know, we absolutely need more than that. And for me, Ashford is in big trouble. You know, let's hope they are, because it was debated in Parliament today as well. It was definitely debated in Parliament. This is such an important issue. It feels like it could be another Stephen Lawrence level of things. Obviously, it's not ended as tragically, thank God. But it just feels like it could be another one of those where it's a turning point, it's a catalyst for something, you know? And it's so important that that is handled in the correct manner. It's so important that these people are supported in the correct manner. And for me, there's been so much coverage of it. And of course, everybody's doing their own bit. You know, we've had people like Cheryl Phoenix involved, and I always admire her work and how she does it. There's loads of people sharing, loads of people intervening, loads of people doing what they're doing. But what I found disturbing, people, for me, and you guys know the journey that I've been on with Forever Family and Respect. But what I found disturbing was the way that that brother there jumped on it. And I'll tell you why I found it disturbing and why I felt the need to have to talk about it, because I really didn't want to have to talk about that hombre again, you know? But when I see certain things playing out, and those of us that understand what's going on from the inside out, and you see it playing out again, one has to say something. I have a community and a collective and a moral responsibility to say something, you know? And I'm seeing it playing out again. Angor says, yes, yes, yes. So I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one, if that's what you're responding to, Angor. But I'm disturbed. I'm disturbed because, look, you guys go back. I'm not going to go back over the story with me and that individual there, Respect. I'm not going to go back over that story. It's there for all to see. There's a whole live about it. Scroll back in the lives. You'll be able to see it at some point. But you guys know. Yes, Angor, thank you. I see it as cherry picking. But it isn't about, look, I don't want to come across like it's like, oh, he's not supporting, his time is up. Screw that. We wouldn't want that kind of support anyway, now that all things are equal and I know what it is, and the man love tell lie on me. Let's not forget that one, because that's really what's getting my goat. The rest of it was a mild annoyance, you know, and me just wanting to turn my new year with cleansing, because I don't need to carry any old baggage. But now it's become, you've literally told lies on me. You've not addressed it. But you're able to sit down with an individual like Tommy Robinson. Let me reel it back before I get to what I really want to say about what's going on at the moment. But you've sat down with Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson. If you ever hear the way this hombre used to blaze Tommy Robinson, blazing, you know. And not only did you sit down with Tommy Robinson, he wiped the floor with you as well, particularly on the ideologies and the nuances of Islam, which you're supposed to be on, just really pathetic stuff. Now, it was really interesting for me because I don't follow this guy. I don't watch nothing he does. I can't stand the sound of his voice, actually. It is so jarring. But people send me screen recordings and stuff. So I get to see what's going on, don't I? When it's relevant. They don't constantly send me stuff, but only when he's acting up. So I got sent all this stuff with the Tommy Robinson stuff. I'd never heard of this young spray individual. I'm a bit concerned about him, actually. No disrespect, brother, but my head was hurting me in that live. I don't know who saw it. One up if you saw this young spray thing and the interview with Tommy Robinson and young spray and Raspet. It was an absolute shambles. I could not believe what I was watching. So, you know, give it to somebody that's willing to have a serious debate. It wasn't even the type of platform that such a debate should have taken place on. And this person loves to accuse me of trying to do things for clout. I mean, it's just laughable, isn't it? This is the biggest clout chaser you've ever seen in your life. Now that I know what clout is, it's unreal. It's just unreal. So anyway, he's done this thing with Tommy Robinson. And my first thought when I saw it, I thought, how do you sit down with the enemy, but you don't know how to sit down with your sister? What is all that really about? Or is it that in your world, you have to always take center stage? How is it also that you, you know, when our sister's baby was being removed by social services illegally, we didn't hear a whisper from you or anybody else for that matter? Because you lot are holding belly. You don't like Afua. You don't like my truth at the end of the day. And so therefore, if I'm on a cause, they will never post it. They will never do anything. He's been the person to make first contact, it seems, with the family. Now, I can go back to the Stephen Lawrence tragedy and the way that we did things. When Stephen Lawrence was murdered, all activists in the community contacted that family. Do you understand? It wasn't just any one person. Nobody wanted to hog it in that way. But so you see the differences, and it's like, you know, we're doing this for the family and it's this big hype. I'm like, what are you hyping about? A, you're lying to them because you don't have all these services in place. That's what is getting at my goat. Oh, shut up, AO. It's not bitter talk. What would I need to be bitter about? This is a child that is like the Pied Piper of Hamelin, who I used to follow. And how is it that me and so many people no longer follow? Why? Because we know it from the inside out and we've got eyes to see. That's all this is about. What would I be bitter about? It's not my man. There's nothing to be bitter about. We weren't in a relationship. We haven't fallen out of a relationship. I am saying I don't like standing back and watching members of my community bamboozled. I've told you the guy is a narcissist. He's looking for fresh supply because he's mashed up Forever Family. He looked for fresh supply in us when he mashed up Gang. And this is what narcissists do. They look for fresh supply. So I've been watching these videos that people are sending me and thinking, he's got this thing called Steppers Only now. And is this going to be the new thing for him? It's just perverse for me to watch. It's perverse. And also, I just think it will be same shit, different toilet. This is not about jealousy. Why would I be jealous? I'm not a content creator. I keep telling people, I have my career. I do what I do, you know. This is about raising awareness and using these modern day platforms to spread our message. So me with my old self don't have to walk up and down quite as much as I used to do. Someone said sounding bitter. I can't speak for sis. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, look. No, credit where it's due. I'm not saying that. Listen, don't get me wrong. Yesterday needed to happen. It needed to be galvanized. There were two groups of people there. It wasn't just Raspet on his own. People came out from the community under a rally call. That's what's supposed to happen. My fear is that the Pied Piper is going to lead yet another large cohort of people down the wrong road. That's all I'm saying. I have no problem with it. I was itching to jump in my car and drive up there. Had we not been in Milton Keynes the day before supporting the family, yeah, I definitely would have gone up. I don't chat to him. He doesn't have to chat to me. He doesn't own anything. I'd have definitely gone up for that on my ones, because I didn't have time. By the time I became aware of what was going on, being locked off in Milton Keynes all day. Oh my God. Sherelle, you're not welcome here, you know. I don't know how you got back on, but you're seriously not welcome here, sis. I know you're saying big up and all of that, but like, we're not going to have this duality thing going on, sis. I'm blocking you. Sorry. Not a Sherelle. I have to say that because you're not well. Forget her. What is she doing in the comments? What is she really doing in the comments after all of that? I don't know. With a new mindset. Oh, God of mercy. It's happened a few times. I can't deal with that right now. Now, I'm saying, and I say it boldly because, you know, I do. At the end of the day, no, there's no sorting out, Tracy. Look, please, people, go back and watch my live and understand. I was in Forever Family for 2 years. 2 years. And in those 2 years, I tried to sort things out with respect. He gave me the cold shoulder. He will not answer for anything. When he was dragged to the table by the leadership to answer for it, he blew up on me. It was very disrespectful. There was a falling out from there and nothing was done. I was left hanging. And then I told my story and left by proxy. That's what happened. So nobody accused me of anything. I tried. And what I'm saying is, since I've told my story, he has come back with a clapback video spewing a barrage of lies on me. And that is where it's broken for me. Prior to that, there could have been a way back. You understand? You don't get to tell lie on Afua to those degrees and not take back your talk and still go on with your little digs. You don't get to do that. No. Total lies. Total lies. And because of the, no, he's not young. He's in his 30s. He's a big man. But because of the policies of Forever Family, there are those people that can't come out and defend me. Do you understand? But let me tell you, if I was lying, you would see some sort of backlash from people within the internal, not some little minions that are on his page and have no idea about what goes on from the inside out. It is disgraceful. And I just worry. I hope that he has learned from the gang experience. It doesn't seem as if he is, because he still gaslights people like Jedi. I've caught up with all of that now, and I can see what's going on. Even though this person, he gaslit Jedi to me before I'd even met him. So I can see what's going on now. So from the gang days, he hasn't learned. He doesn't seem to have learned from this experience with myself and the His Time Is Up campaign, because he still chose to gaslight me as well. I am praying that this boy gets his stuff together, and whatever he's reinventing now, that he will do the right thing by this cohort of people. Otherwise, we'll just see another implosion. That's what I'm saying, because these issues are far too important. And what this family has experienced is far too important for somebody who has only their own interests at heart, to be representing them. That's all I'm saying, you know? And, you know, look, we don't know how much he is representing. He may have had conversations with them or whatever, but he's now made them his mantle. And that's what I worry about. That's what I worry about. Yeah, he's probably enjoying the exposure, whatever. I don't care about that. I'm talking about the people that need to know at the end of the day. But the Tommy Robinson thing, it really stuck in my claw, because I thought, how do you sit down with that, but you're not willing to sit down with the rest of us? You understand? You're not willing to support causes that need supporting. We have an issue, man. We have a real issue. I've been an activist, like I said, before Respect was even born, because I don't think he's 35 years old yet. So I really fail to see how he is important in my life. I'm going to play a bit of the Tommy clip, because there's something interesting that happened at the end of it. And that is that at the end of the so-called debate, you know, fair dues, shake hands. You've sat down with the guy, shake hands. That's the upright thing to do. But he refuses to shake hands with Tommy, is what he does, which I just thought was completely immature. You know, even after you've lost, what is all that about? But what's interesting in the clip that I'm going to show, someone sent this to me as well, because I didn't notice it. I just saw him not want to shake Tommy's hand. I didn't quite hear what he said, but somebody sent it to me and pointed it out to me, and I want you to hear as well, because it kind of gives you an insight into what I'm talking about, you know, where it's all for the cameras and all the rest of it. So here, he refuses to shake Tommy's hand, and if you listen very carefully, if you don't listen, you'll miss it. But you hear when Tommy says, "All right, but you spudded me when you came through the door." So in the beginning, when there were no cameras, he spudded him. When the cameras are on, he didn't spud him. What's all that about? Let me play it.
Can we just wrap this up, please, Queen? I appreciate you for coming through. Man. Respect, thank you so much for coming through. Because, I don't know, like, that's what I'm saying. I still enjoyed the debate. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
See, we're good.
I don't know.
See, not. I haven't got the problem here.
No, but you don't make yourself look good. That's not something.
But
I'm just saying he's laughing. I'm saying he's going to shake his hand.
You spotted me when you come in.
No, but I'm saying you don't make black people. You're not representing us. Do you know what I mean? You're looking more racist than him. If he's going to shake you as a black man and you're not shaking his hand, I just don't rate that.
Yeah, I can shake his hand. I don't believe you're racist.
Okay. Am I unmuted? I don't know if I'm unmuted. Can you guys hear me? Sorry, I don't know what happened just then. I want to make the point. A lot of people say, no, it's poppycock, who cares? It matters to me because I do not want the community led astray. That is what I'm saying. So it matters to me. Can you hear me now? Oh, I'm okay now. That's good. That's good. It matters to me. It really does matter to me. And when we're sitting down with somebody like Tommy Robinson, this is the next item that we were going to talk about. We're going to talk about it in the context of what is happening now with these people. What are we going to do? Because for me, going to the school is necessary. Being in that area is necessary. And more of us should have been up there than, all right, it was short notice, but there should be a continuation of people in that particular area to let them know. You can hear now. Great. We need to do that. And for me, it's really about how do we get to a sustainable solution, you know? Yeah, the school can be visited another day. Absolutely. We need to see those crowds, those crowds continuously, you know? Yeah, we've all made errors. Kelly, he's made errors, you've made errors. Please do not, nobody on here, try to play down after hearing my story, okay? No. This isn't about learning from mistakes, because brother don't learn from his mistakes. And that's what I've seen. He's yet to prove us wrong, Kelly. Yeah. But nobody don't try to minimize my experience with this. Okay. Tommy's not going anywhere. Tommy's trying to reinvent himself in an atmosphere where racial tensions are rising. So it seems like he's trying to switch sides. And look, I need to get to my point. Okay. These are traveling people. Now, if we're really serious about it, we need to be going to the traveler camp. And that is about negotiation. It isn't about everyone storming in to have a fight or whatever. Maybe they're going to bring the fight because travelers do like to fight. But we need to bring it to the actual people. That's what I'm saying. The school staff, leave that to the school people. The people that liaise with schools, people like Cheryl Phoenix, you know, right into the education board, that kind of thing. We can all do that. But that's her speciality, you know. Turn up at the school for answers. Yes, the community should have done that. What happens after that, though? That's the point I'm trying to make. It isn't just about photo ops and being picky, you know. Yes, blacks like to fight too. Your point is, DA? What do you mean? We don't know if they live on a site. Even if they don't live on a site, even if they're settled travelers who live in a house, they will be having big connections to a fight. And yeah, please stop telling me what I should do on my platform. You get on my nerves. If they don't like it, come off. For real, Miss Carol. For real. We get this every week, don't we? Because you know what? A large amount of the people that, not a large amount actually, some of the people that watch, you know, are just here for one thing, aren't they? But yes, whether they live on an estate or not, they will have links to the local traveller sites. Travelling people have leaders on those sites. There are people that govern that community, is what I'm saying. And I've already looked up how many traveller sites there is in that area. And there's quite a few. Quite a few. It's a large travelling community around there, you know? I'm not knocking what the brother's doing, you know, because on the surface of it, it's great. But I'm coming from the experience of the Battle of Trafalgar. It's exactly the same type of hype that he was putting on that situation that has brought us to where we are today. And he did exactly the same thing with gang. So what's to stop him doing exactly the same thing and exploiting this family? This is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And I don't mind saying it. And I know there's many, many people out there that agree with me. You know, many people, but they seem to only want to talk in the shadows and DM me with their thoughts. It's not good enough. There's a brother that actually wants to come on, sent me a load of material talking about him being a fraud at the Battle of Trafalgar. I don't know if I will. Yeah, I will platform that at some point. If the more people speak out, the more the better. But at the moment, it's only a couple of voices. You know, the school is racist, and that's what needs to be addressed. Of course it does. You know, they need to be held to book. But standing up outside of school shouting, you couldn't get away with that when the children are coming out. And that's why they sent the children home early that day. They realized something was happening. And listen, again, I'm not saying it shouldn't happen, but what is the plan and what is happening next? Is it just going to be a bag of shouting slogans, an American drill songs, photo ops, more followers, whatever it is that people seek from these things? And then we move on to the next 9-day talk. It cannot be that, and definitely not for that area as well. We've been given an insight into an area that is still behaving as if they're in the 1970s. Somebody called DA is saying, why am I so upset about a fight? You know what? Let me put out the link because I'm going to put it out here. If you want to come and ask me that, DA says, why are you so upset about a fight? All I saw was a fight. Am I missing something? Not everything is racist. The family have already said it was racially motivated. Even the mainstream news and Parliament has accepted that it was racially motivated. For goodness sake, the area is a racist area. Now, I'm quite surprised because the travellers I grew up with were never really racist. Some of the Irish were racist, and Irish and travellers are two different breeds. As much as travellers are Irish travellers are Irish, but they're two different sets of people. Now, I always experienced more racism from mainstream Irish people. Irish travellers, to me, weren't like that. So something has obviously happened, and I've heard people, you know, give mixed opinions and views. But when I put the link out, DA, I expect you to come on and tell me why you believe that we shouldn't be upset about that. DA must be white, of course. Of course they must be white. But not just white, because we've got a lot of white people that watch this channel. There's some of my white sisters on here at the moment. I've seen comments from them. This is a racist white person, and that's who we're against. We're not against white people that aren't racist. We're against racist white people. And the police are calling it a racist attack. So I don't know where you're going, DA. You're an idiot. You're not going to be able to get away with that on this platform. That child, it wasn't just a fight. It was an unfair fight. It was a fight where that little girl would have bust that traveller girl's ass. Everybody can see it if it was not for the little dogs that were set on her by the parent. By the parent. If you're not white, come on and show your face when I put the link out, because I bet my bottom dollar that you are. And if you're not, then you're a bounty. Simple. And we don't really claim you, because I don't know how you could even come out with that type of comment about why you're upset about a fight. Are they crazy? Are they crazy? I'm going to show you another video of I'm going to share another video. In fact, before we go, let us show the real face of this woman. This is the actual person, and this is for sure. Her name is Winnie Connors Quilligan. And the person who we had up before that is her sister, Mandy Quilligan. Yeah? If you're not catch Quacky, you catch him shirt. Come out and denounce your sister if you really, really aren't down with what she's doing. I don't care what anybody's got to say. The gloves are off. There's no time for niceties anymore. The gloves are absolutely off. There she is. There she is. Yeah? There she is. So I've got another video of a brother. You might have seen it actually. It's been doing the rounds. There's nothing new here. But it's been doing the rounds. Where is it gone? Oh, and let's show the head teacher as well, actually. This is the absolute jackass that did nothing, who strolled up like it was a summer's day, like he was at a country fair about to buy some cakes from a stall. You know, can we just stop this, please? Did he not see the ferocity of what was going on? This girl was being stomped and kicked and God knows what. And this is all that he had to say. I mean, that definitely needs sacking. There definitely needs to be a presence outside the school. That is not what I'm saying. Anyone that wants to look at it on a surface level can say, yeah, big up the works. But this is our problem. Big up the works. What works? And also, my thing is, why did we not see the same presence when Hot Water Girl was stabbing up and terrorizing her sister? Why didn't we see the same outpouring then? There's only so much we can manage. I was busy with Milton Keynes at that time. Otherwise, I would have done a lot more around that. A lot more around that. But, you know, where was it then? Is it only when it's police killings and racial attacks that we are willing to bring a crowd out into our community? You know, this is what I'm kind of wanting the conversation to talk about, because we don't do it and we need to do it. We need, like they say, dance a yard before you dance abroad. You've got to. We've got to clean up our own house, and therefore people like that won't feel able to treat us that way. Won't be able to treat us that way. You know? Yeah, thankfully the little girl didn't die. Otherwise, that headmaster should be done for corporate manslaughter, if that was the case. But let me find this video, people. This is something that I put up earlier on this week. Now, for me, I'm calling people out to go and look for this person. Somebody knows these people in Brixton. They can recognize the voice, because I was disturbed watching the young girl get beaten up, because, but I tell you what gave me heart was the fact that the young girl was able to hold her own. You know, she's not dead. She's not badly beaten. But what I saw with this, I think, disturbed me equally, if not more. And it happened in Brixton, but I'll play it and then we'll talk about it. Unbelievable.
Knock it out, I got you. I'm obvious your son's a nick. Yes, you are, bro. Yes, you are, bro. Yes, you are, bro. Learn how to raise your son. Raise your son. Yeah, you want to make your son try to stab up who? This is what happens. Your mum gets violated. Pussy. Pussy. I left her. Raise your son better than that, yeah? It's TA's mum, fam.
Jesus Christ, have mercy, Jesus. Huh? What the hell is going on with our youngers? That was someone's mum. She clearly could not defend herself and fight. You know, and for me, we need to be standing up for stuff like that. As Anne Gore said earlier on, we can't be cherry picking according to who we like or who we don't like. We can't be cherry picking according to what is current and what is giving the biggest hype and the biggest photo opportunity. We can't be cherry picking with that. That for me is just as serious as what we've seen with this little girl. You know, I was appalled, absolutely appalled. That's somebody's mother. And you're doing that. Now, people have perceived it that she sent her son to stab the boy that had sent the girl to beat up the woman. I don't think that's what they were saying. They were blaming her for the state of her son. You know, anyone who knows that woman, anybody who knows that boy, the voice, we can't quite see the face of the girl that's doing the yeah, I hear that, Kelly. I hear all of that. He said that he's going to do that. I've been saying it from even before. So yeah, let's do that. Let's all put in a concerted effort to find those people. You understand me? But what I'm saying is that let's see if that happens. And we're going to be making a concerted effort, is what I'm saying. I'm grieved with Respect because I see the same shit playing out as it did with the Battle of Trafalgar, which led to the forming of Forever Family and then the implosion of Forever Family because of that guy's ways. Nobody can take away my experience from me. I don't care what your opinions are. Until you've lived around it and you've seen it and interacted with it at that level, don't talk to me. If you're within Forever Family and want to have a debate about it, great. If you've not been in it, shut your mouths, because you lot cannot talk. You've not seen it up close and personal. Seriously, you haven't. And I'm saying that we need to be careful. We do. In these times, it's as simple as that. There's another video with a brother who's been to the school. I don't know if I can play all of it actually, because I think it's quite long. Okay. A very quick thing. And then I want to move on to a different subject as well. We've got to have, look, what needs to be done? Okay, you're a coconut, immature name calling. Well, we do that on here. So if you don't like it, F off. Simple as that. What you said is out of order. You obviously have never been to this platform, or maybe you're new to it. But we don't really take back no talk, and it's raw and it's real, and that's what it is. And if they don't like it, then that's your problem. The situation sounds like it's gang related. I don't care what it is, Kelly. I don't care what it is. At the end of the day, we need to address it. And that person, you know, that person is, they can't be allowed to just walk up and down. We need to bring them to justice. They need to be arrested. It's a big time assault on an elder, and they need to be arrested. I really can't find this video of the boy who's, okay, here it is.
Fun fact, I actually went to this school. This same school, Thomas Nevitt High School, I actually went. Just before I got sent to Jamaica, I went to the school. So like I said, I actually went to the school, and I'm telling you that this school is so fucking shit. So racist, bro. So fucking racist, bro. On my life, it's so racist. They said I'm a bully. They said they don't tolerate bullies, and they don't allow that in their school, right? These times when I'm telling them, yo, I'm getting racially abused, I'm getting this, I'm getting that, they're ignoring me. They ignored me the whole time. They ignored me the whole time. What? Because I'm defending myself. What? Because I'm punching up people. You get what I mean? You see, all of this school, this whole school is full of gypsies, bro. Full of gypsies, bro. Me one, bro. Me one, and niggas in year 10, because I was in year 7. I used to chill niggas in year 10 because they were on my block. You get what I mean? So me and used to group up, and we used to go punch them up after school. You get what I mean? After we have our little altercation in the school, in the lunchroom, we go out after school, and then we go around this corner where they had this fight, and go have our fights. That's where all the school fights go down. You get what I mean? No one believed me. No one believed me. Not my mum, not my dad, not my granddad, not my aunties. No one believed me. No one fucking believed me. Because the fucking teachers would always tell them, yo, your son is in the school bullying people, punching up people, doing all of this, getting into fights every single fucking day. Like, the fuck? My parents always taught me as a kid to never take nothing from nobody. No chat, no nothing from nobody. Telling me about my skin color, telling me about my mum, saying all type of racist shit, bro. I'm not going to take that shit. Obviously, are going to get burned. You get what I mean? That's how it goes. When I'm explaining it to the teachers and I'm saying, yo, this and other, bro, do you know what they did? They kept me in isolation. Niggas kept me in isolation, bro. Throughout my whole entire year, I literally done 6 months of year 7 and they kicked me out. 6 months of year 7 and then they kicked me out. Yeah? Kicked me out. Why? Because I'm defending myself. And then my parents had enough, shipped me straight to Jamaica. Straight to Jamaica. Done the rest of my school years there. Done the rest of my school years in Jamaica. This is the reason why I grew up in Jamaica, because I got kicked out of this fucking racist school. You get what I mean? For defending myself from racism. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that this happened to you. For all of this to go viral on social media. This has been going on for way longer before my time. And I went to the school 10 years ago, and this has been going longer than this. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is, this school needs to be closed down.
Been going on for a long time. Excuse me. Been going on for a long time. So that shows us it's been going on for a long time. The area is racist. it's a racist area. What do you say about that, DA? It's a racist area. The brother's been going through it. There's been other testimonies coming from other parents as well about what's been going on at this school. So we need to target this school. We need to target that area as a community. Yes, respect should be up there, no doubt about it. But I'm just scared that he's doing what respect does on such a serious issue. That's my only beef. You understand? And somebody's got to say it, because I'm getting all these DMs saying it, but nobody's saying it, you know? And I'm not into that. I hate the elephant in the room. I really hate the elephant in the room. The Tommy thing, it was just ridiculous. Lots of people were talking about that. There was loads of backlash, and this whole situation seems to have redeemed the person. Now, at the end of the day, you know, there's people here that support respect. Clearly, they've been in the chat saying that, a couple of people. But, you know, it's not about support me, support him. It's support who you like. You can support both. You can support all. You can support none. That's not the issue. What I'm saying, I've told my story on this platform. Kelly, you'll remember. I've told my story about what happened to me, and nobody seems to care, or those people commenting don't seem to care that this person has told nothing but lies on me, which I've proven were lies. So remember that when you try to understand my stance, because I've been at the nub end of what this individual does, and I do not want this family sold out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know, let's hope they learn. But it's clearly been going on. And we need to make sure that we keep up the momentum. I haven't seen any more videos of that day. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm scared of it. The photo op, the big hype. We saw it with Child Q. We saw it with the Chris Cabba thing. We keep on seeing it. But there's no consistency because nobody's working together. Now, I can forgive anybody apart from a nonce, to be fair. But I can forgive anybody that's wronged me as long as you repent. As long as you say, you know what, Af, I'm sorry. Anybody that knows me knows that's how I am. I've got a natural element for forgiveness in me. I can move on. I don't know if it's because I'm a Judah, but you got to repent. That's it. You see, from you haven't repented, then I'm not interested. And that is what it is. Come humble and repent. Then we can work together. I don't mind working with a person. I don't have to chat to you. But if we're going out on a work that is for the community, I'll turn up. I don't care. You know, like I said, it's only because we'd been to Milton Keynes the day before. I was proper tired and I had to catch up on things that I was doing. Well, no, don't time out because I'm going to put the link out actually. But before I go, I want to show you another video of somebody again sent it to me, a traveling girl, and the traveling community's take on what they think is going on, because there's a lie that's been circulated that the young girl involved in the fight, the young black girl, had been picking on a disabled traveler girl. But the story is from the family that she had tried to help out her white friend because the traveler girls were picking on her, and then they targeted her as a result of it and called her a nigger. Am I allowed to say nigger? I think I am. As long as I categorize it at the end of this video. But, you know, she said the N-word to her. So for anybody that properly knows the traveling community, they are called a P word, pikey. Now, pikey to a traveler is what nigger is to a black person. You don't say that. Much as they act up, much as you might be upset with them, you don't call them pikeys. Now, this is an issue, a real issue, because what we see is a double standard here. You're fighting against anti-racism. You're fighting against the racist attack on this child, but you're going to what you think is outside the people's house in a large traveling community and screaming stuff about pikeys. So here's what the traveling community think of that. And I actually agree with them.
I don't know what the pikeys are.
I just don't see the point in that video whatsoever. Like, it's embarrassing, if you ask me, that you're crying about racism, but then you go to their house and shout racist slurs, like, and you're dressed like a toy soldier at a Toy Story. Like, I'm not being one bit funny, but that's far from intimidating, singing nursery rhymes outside someone's house. Weird behaviour. And the funny part is, you know that the family's not there. They've all been arrested.
Black extremist calling Peaky's outside a traveler's house. He needs to be held accountable. He will meet the right traveler man one day, toy soldiers.
About it and share my thoughts of how sad it was what happened to the girl. But then I heard the backstory, that this girl was abusing and bullying a disabled travelling child for a long time. And now, as many of you know, us travellers do stick together. We're reared up to stick together. That's how we roll, yeah? But also, I was shocked. Like, I'm so upset that it couldn't have been sorted out in a different way, but it was sorted the way it was sorted, and that's it. We can't change the past. But now, the black community is doing videos and calling us the P word. Like, I was beaten up by a black man 2 years ago in central London. I'll show you the pictures in a minute. But I didn't mean to say that I'm gonna...
I don't know.
That's unacceptable for me. That is unacceptable. We don't use those kind of words. We don't use those racist words. But for me, I think it just showed a lack of understanding of that community is what it showed. It was an ignorance is what it showed. And this is what I'm saying. You know, when someone's just hype and love to run away with themselves, you know, why would you do that? Because that could potentially mash up whatever works was being done down there anyway. You see, if they get a hold of that, they'll turn the whole thing around and try to make it about that. You know, that was a big booby. Not good. You've got to be measured. If you're saying that you're going to lead people out, then you've got to be measured in your responses when you're at that level, is what I'm saying. We sit on our platform and we chat bad word and say whatever we like. But in that kind of arena, you got to know what you're doing, and you can't be going and calling the people them by the P word. That could potentially turn the whole thing on its head as far as the community response is concerned. You know, because all it takes is for the pikeys to start complaining about that and for the whole thing then to be brought into disrepute because that person has chosen to put themselves at the forefront of it. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's unacceptable. And I'm saying, let's just get a hold of this thing, you know, and let's form a proper, sustained response for a change in this community over something as serious as this. You know, no, the story about bullying the disabled girl is a load of hogwash. You know, something they've put out to try to justify their behavior. And this is what I'm saying. You know, people honoured me on my Instagram earlier on, oh, take that picture down. It was the wrong picture. It was her sister. It wasn't her, whatever. I don't care. I don't care if you don't catch Quacky or catch him shut the whole bag of them supposed to get exposed. I've even got a actually I forgot about them. Thanks for reminding myself. The two little feral children who did what they did. It's unbelievable. And this was these are the two little girls that jumped in. I didn't get a picture of the older ones. I think, you know, that could be their grandfather, uncle, or whatever. I don't care who else gets exposed in all of this, because that is a whole family that is not the first time that those children had done what they did. It was not the first time, you know, it was not the first time. And I actually don't give two hoots what the little girl did. Where's the evidence of her doing to a disabled traveller girl what those people done to her? You know, why wasn't it a fair fight? Which I thought that travellers were into fair fights. I thought that was their thing. You know, where was the fair fight? You send in, and each time she could see that the older one was losing, she would then order the younger ones to go in on the girl to inhibit her from winning the fight. Absolutely disgusting behaviour. Why should we stand for it in 2023? You know, I know and grew up in 1970s and 1980s London, and it was bad then. I used to have to run home from school from skinheads. My brother came home one day from football practice covered in blood because 10 skinheads had just caught him walking home. You know, why are we still going through this? Why? Why are you calling the little girl the N-word and then setting on her like that? And why, even more importantly, was the whole town standing there and watching? I saw a video earlier on of another black girl who apparently had taken revenge on one of the girls that was involved. I don't know how authentic it is. That's why I haven't shown it. But if it is authentic, there was a load of white people jumping in to drag the black girl off. What is going on? And we've been really buttoned up in this country. We're so afraid to actually speak our truth in public. Yeah, for fear of being told that we've got a chip on our shoulder. And why are you still complaining? Because, you know, everything is a lot better now. Oh, well, yippee hoo, because this shows actually it's still going on. In London, it might be a lot better now. Actually, that's true. People don't dare try it because the numbers outweigh the host community. But the minute you go outside that Watford Gap, this is the reality for people. You know the amount of people I know that has either got a neighbour dispute where all the neighbours are racist around them, and so on and so forth. I've put the link out, people. So if you want to jump on and talk about this, please do. Otherwise, I'm going to end on a really serious issue that's out there. I want to put out an appeal at the moment. And put out the link again. DA, join the link. I want to hear your views, honestly. I really, really do. I actually want to hear your views. So that's the link. If you've never been on it before, DA, or anybody else, you click that link or copy and paste it in. No, you don't click it, actually. Copy and paste it into your browser. And you'll be able to join it. Make sure your camera and your mic is connected when it asks you to do that. And that will enable you to join the live. I want to hear some commentary on this. I really, really do. So we'll give you a few minutes. It's important issues, man. We can't toy with these things. Can't toy with these things. I don't know who DA is, but come on, show us your face. You've got very strong views. Got very strong views, you know, and you're saying it's a fight. What's the big deal, really? If that was your child being beaten in the street like a dog like that, stamped on by a child that's probably in year 6 and another child who looked like she was in year 7, you know, what would you be saying? Do you have children, DA? Oh, he was timed out. Who timed him out? No, we don't have to time him out for that. I don't know. I didn't see the rest of his comments, actually. Bring him back in. Can you take them out of timeout? I want to hear from him or her. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, you know. Boy, I tell you, in my time, it wouldn't be pretty. Okay. Blessed love, okay. Blessed. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? You're live? Hello, you're live? Have you got anything to say, Lakay? People are silly, man. You know, we haven't got time for this today. My patience is very thin today. So you see all of that foolishness, or maybe they just didn't realize they were live. But you know, you get those people that jump on for distraction. They're just stupid, honestly. Jump on, people. Let's have your say. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up with a really serious issue that come to my attention. I'm going to play part of the video. It's a very long video. No? Nobody's got anything to say? No? Any takers? Honestly. I want to hear from DA. Is he out of what? How long does it take to be in timeout all about the black? How long does it take them in timeout? How long? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? How long do they stay in timeout, moderators? Let me know. Maybe we'll bring him back afterwards anyway. Doesn't look like anyone's jumping on today. No one's got anything to say about the attack? No one's got anything to say about solutions? No? You lot are not easy, honestly. 300 seconds, that's like what? 20, about 5 or 6 minutes maybe. Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. My maths ain't great. Couple minutes. 120 minutes is a couple of minutes. Yeah. About 5 minutes or so. 300 seconds. So yeah, they'll be back on quite soon. They're not going to come on anyway. It's usual rubbish talking in the comments and have nothing to say. So people, let me move on then. If no one's going to come on, that's great. Fine. I can wrap up. So something else came to my attention this week. Yeah. I'm not even going to talk too tough about what we are going to do about this traveling community. But I do think that a visit needs to be made to the traveling camp, because the way that you approach those people is that you go to talk to them, because the chances are that not all of the travelers are down with this. You know, the chances are, I don't know. If the narrative is for them is that she deserved it, then it's a different type of conversation. But you can't really bring a fight to travelers like that. You know, you've got to kind of know what you're doing, because and especially on their own ends, because within a minute there will be thousands of travelers and there'll be a massive punch up. You know, they don't really play. They're very organized. They sit together. But at the same time, I know them to have honor. So I don't know if it's this new generation of travelers. Maybe the old ones are all getting old and dying out, because I don't really understand what's going on with this. The kind of travelers that I grew up around would have denounced that person and maybe beat them up themselves. Because not a fair fight. But I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on in this world, people. I really, really don't. So let me end with what I want to end with then, because nobody's coming on this week. Nobody wants to face Afua this week. What's all that about? I just want to share something with you guys. So I got sent a video, and it is so disturbing, my brothers and sisters, because it's about the murder of a young boy back in the 90s who was murdered in Brixton. But what's even more disturbing about it is the fact that the killer is already released and could well be walking amongst us still in Brixton. That's what's so scary about this thing. No, Carlo, we ain't scared of no one. But like I said, there's a lot that can't be said on air, but we're going to be doing our thing. So I want to share this with you guys. I want to actually share it with you because it speaks for itself. We'll have a quick chat about it afterwards and then we'll end. But we need to put an appeal out for that person, for anybody that was around at the time, that knew what was going on, that was aware of what was going on. I know we got some Brixtonites in here that will probably really remember. But if you watch the video, you'll understand very quickly, if you know the people that we've called out on this platform, particularly Vincent Ratton, those kinds of people, man that was hanging around Brixton in those days, that they're probably connected to this killer, you know? But let me just play it, people, and then we'll deal with it.
Hey, do you ever walk into a room and completely forget why you're there?
Yeah, totally. Do you ever feel like no one knows who you really are?
A mother gives her 11-year-old son £1 for his bus fare so that he can catch the bus to his father's house. His father's home was just 2 miles away and a short hop on the bus. But the boy would never make it to his father's house. And the story of the 11-year-old's disappearance would never make the pages of a single mainstream national newspaper. Only the small corner sections of the third page of a local gazette and a small corner section of the 7th page of the Daily Mail, but only after he'd been found. This is the story of the brutal rape and murder of 11-year-old Wayne Taylor. Wayne Taylor, born on the 6th of December 1978 to Caroline Taylor and Cyril Ramsey. He was the second eldest of 4. He had an older 16-year-old sister, a younger 8-year-old sister, and a younger 5-year-old brother. Wayne went to Drummond boarding school in Iverheath, Buckinghamshire. where he came home to his mother Caroline's house every other weekend. Wayne had been a pupil at the boarding school for 2 years, which was a special primary school for emotionally and behaviourally challenged children. The school was run by the Inner London Education Authority and had approximately 40 pupils aged between 6 and 11 boarding at the school for 35 weeks out of the year. Wayne had been sent to the school after his classroom attitude and attainments had deteriorated, but at Dromina he had begun to flourish. Head teacher Richard Ward described him as very friendly and trusting, with an acute sense of humour, and he really enjoyed the social life of school. He also said that Wayne was the largest boy in school and protected the other children, and he was also the most popular child and a leading light at the school. Deputy Head Hugh Harris described Wayne as the most popular boy with staff and pupils, who loved games and was a key member of the school football team. He also states that Wayne was an accomplished gymnast and had recently started canoeing. He said Wayne will surely be missed by all. Wayne was making good progress and had recently won an essay competition on Nelson Mandela. He was said to be a big Nelson Mandela fan. Wayne was described as being 5'1" and big for his age, and he also had the initials WT shaved into his head. On Monday the 19th of February 1990, it was the first day of the school half-term holiday, and Wayne decided to meet his best friend in Kennington, where they would go to Lambeth Walk shopping centre. He returned home to his mother's house that afternoon, where he asked his mum if he could go to his dad's house, saying, "You promised I could go see him." His mother relented, and at 3:30 p.m, she gave him £1 for his bus fare to his dad's house in Brixton. But Wayne's father wasn't in, so Wayne set off to look for him. At around 4 p.m, a young boy fitting Wayne's description was seen near Southwick House, also known as Barrier Block. Another person said that they remember seeing Wayne standing on the first floor landing of Southwick House at around 4 p.m. And also, at around 4:30 p.m, Wayne was then seen on Atlantic Road in Brixton, where he called into a Caribbean food shop he knew that his dad frequented and asked the worker there if he had seen his dad. But the shop worker told Wayne that his dad hadn't been in yet that day. At around 6 p.m. and 7 p.m, Wayne had gone back to the same grocery shop on 2 further occasions, asking again if anyone had seen his dad yet. But on both occasions, he was told by the shop worker that his dad wasn't there and they still hadn't seen him yet. Wayne was last seen at 7 p.m. on Atlantic Road in Brixton. After a few hours, Wayne's mum reported him missing to the police.
Swelling means there's blood and fluid getting stuck, and when your lymphatic system is clogged up, that's when inflammation occurs. This can even cause lymphedema. Fortunately,
2 days later, on Wednesday the 21st of February 1990, 2 police officers were doing a routine patrol on the Southwick estate and decided to look into a disused abandoned community centre that had been closed for 2 years. There they found the body of 11-year-old Wayne Taylor. One leg of his trousers was down and one shoe was off. He had bruising on his shoulders. He was found lying face down on an old mattress. He'd been brutally raped and someone had suffocated him by holding their hand over his mouth and nose until he stopped breathing. At 11 a.m. the next day, Wayne's father positively identified the body as that of his son Wayne. Wayne had been wearing a navy t-shirt, grey Joe Blogg jeans and red Reebok trainers, and those were the clothes he still had on when he was found. Although no mainstream newspaper covered the murder, it was mentioned on a local TV news station and a local radio station. Upon hearing of the murder, neighbours and a close friend of Wayne's mother, Caroline, went round to the house to comfort her. But Caroline hadn't been informed by the police that her son had been found, and the horrific details of his murder. They had gone to the local reporters first. Caroline was said to be absolutely devastated about the death of her son, and that the police hadn't bothered to inform her first before they told the media. The police's response was that unfortunate circumstances had led to his mother not being informed first. The only other media to report on the murder of Wayne Taylor was UK Crime Stoppers show Crime Watch, who ran a segment on Wayne's murder 4 months after his murder.
Our first appeal is the murder of a child.
The Murder Squad incident room in South London followed up on clues from the public and conducted thousands of interviews and took 250 statements, but got disappointing results. One exception was a vital new lead that came in of a similar attack on a 9-year-old boy in Brixton 8 months before Wayne's murder. On the 20th of June 1989, a 9-year-old boy had been playing football all day with his friends near to Southwick House in Brixton, the same estate where Wayne would be found murdered 8 months later. That evening, as the 9-year-old boy made his way home just before midnight along Brixton Hill, he was dragged down the back of an alley by a man who he described as small but strong and claiming that his name was Derek. The man pushed the 9-year-old boy between a car and a wall down the alleyway and removed one leg of his trousers and one shoe. He then subjected the 9-year-old boy to a serious sexual assault. The boy started screaming until the man choked him out in a chokehold and he passed out. The sex attacker left him for dead, but the boy's screams had alerted a nurse, whose house looked out onto the alleyway, and also a male passerby who came to the boy's aid. The attacker ran off and the passerbys called an ambulance, and the boy survived. Semen taken from the 9-year-old boy by forensic scientist Julie Allard was tested and compared to the semen taken from the body of Wayne Taylor. It was a match by 1 in 100 million, meaning that the same attacker had sexually assaulted both boys and had likely killed Wayne. Police launched a massive hunt for the paedophilic sex attacker and issued an e-fit of the man they were looking for based on a description given to them by the 9-year-old. The man was described as being between 25 and 27 and about 5 foot 4 inches tall, with a skinny build. He wore a t-shirt with a woodpecker on it, and he had short black curly hair with a thin moustache. Police warned parents in Brixton not to let their children out alone, especially after dark, with Police Chief Bill Haver warning that we are dealing with a very dangerous man.
Every once in a while, something comes along, so masterful, it leaves you in awe.
With the case slowing down and no suspects, the only other lead police had was the receipt found near Wayne's body for a trapper hat that had been brought in a shop on the Atlantic Road in Brixton, the last road that Wayne had been seen alive on. The hat had been brought on the day Wayne had gone missing. Understandably, children around Brixton and those that went to Wayne's school were frightened, fearing that they too could be snatched off the road at any minute. Police said that Wayne wasn't the type of child to go off with somebody he didn't know, so they wondered if someone Wayne had known who had used the fact that Wayne had been walking up and down Atlantic Road looking for his dad as an opportunity to say that they knew where his dad was, so follow them and they would lead Wayne to him. Police also theorized that Wayne had previously owned a trapper hat, but it had been stolen by 2 boys. So police wondered if the perpetrator had known this and offered to buy Wayne a trapper hat in order to befriend him, to lure him with them, and so it might explain the receipt for a trapper hat that was found near his body. Allegedly, a man who had been locked up in Brixton prison for a minor crime bragged to his cellmate about how he had raped and murdered a boy a few months earlier. The cellmate went to the police with the information that he had been told, and with the case cold and no other leads to go on, police arrested the man and took a DNA sample. The police also found a palm print at the scene of the crime and on a toilet door in the squat where Wayne's body was found, and so took the man's fingerprints. Both the DNA and the palm print was an exact match. The police had found their killer, 33-year-old, jobless and homeless, Michael Wyatt. Michael Wyatt was originally from Jamaica and a repeat offender. He was charged with the murder of 11-year-old Wayne and appeared in court on the 10th of October 1990, where he was remanded into custody to await his trial. During Michael Wyatt's trial, it was revealed that he had killed a man back in Jamaica over an argument over cooking oil, and for this crime, Michael Wyatt was convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to 18 months in prison. After his release, he moved to England. On the 10th of August 1991, 18 months after the murder of 11-year-old Wayne Taylor, 32-year-old Michael Wyatt was found guilty of murder and also guilty of the attempted murder of the 9-year-old boy. 33 years after Wayne Taylor's murder, I could find no information of what happened to paedophile rapist Michael Wyatt or how long he was sentenced for. It is unknown whether he is still in prison today or if he has been released, and if he has been released, when he was released. And does he still live amongst us in the UK, or was he deported back to his country of birth, Jamaica? It has also been speculated that Michael Wyatt worked as a controller in a taxi rank on Atlantic Road in Brixton and that he was known to Wayne's family, meaning that he was no stranger to Wayne. So as Wayne was on that road that day, asking those he knew if they had seen his dad, he could have also went into the taxi office where the paedophile Michael worked to ask him if he had seen his dad, unaware of the terrible chain of events that lay ahead. Witnesses also report seeing Michael wearing the trapper hat around the area. Not a single newspaper, mainstream, local, or otherwise, reported on the trial. Neither did any news TV channel either. So there are many questions left about the trial that still remain to be answered.
Why? Where is Michael Wyatt? Where is Michael Wyatt? Because he'd be what, in his 60s now? 33 years. They said he was 33 at the time. He's in his mid-60s, mid to late 60s. He probably has got parole if he'd done everything right. You know, in this country, life doesn't mean life. It's not like America. He'd still be there now. I'm pretty sure that he's released, unless he was just a complete problem in prison and they didn't feel that he could be rehabilitated. Most people are released after a certain amount of time, even from crimes like that. But my thing is, who is he? Where is he? Even if he's changed his name, people know him. He's a Brixton man, and he was working in a cab station. If you look at the route that they were saying that the little boy took, that Wayne took, it is right slap bang in the center of a lot of the people that we call about turf, that we call out. It's right in the slap bang in the center of their turf. They would have known this man. Who knows him? I want information on this. Because I've looked, somebody said it was all over the newspapers at the time. I'm not sure it was. It was on Crime Watch. Because I've actually looked through Google and newspaper archives and I can only see one article, kind of what they said. I can only see one article and it seems to be from a local paper. No mainstream article, no reporting of the trial. Well, how typical is that? And especially in those days, I'm sure now it would make bigger news. But people know him. Someone said his name before they said his name. I saw in the comments someone say the guy's name before it came out on the video. So people know this guy, and they know people connected to him. Somebody must have information about this individual because he's walking amongst us. I'm pretty sure of it. He might even be online now because he's come out to technology. But we've got to find him, because even if he has been deported back to Jamaica, we need to know that as well. And then, you know, use our links in Jamaica to find him wherever he is, because he's still offending. I'm pretty sure he might even still be killing children. Maybe he came out recently and was deported back to Jamaica, and that's why we've seen so many child killings go through the roof. Because all these people do in jail, I can tell you from working in that environment and definitely working forensically with those people. You go on courses, you sit in group, you're supposed to be theraped. As long as you make the right noises and say the right things in group, they let you out. They let you out. You've just got to convince the probation board that you're rehabilitated, and they let you out. Yes, you're on the sex offenders register and they monitor you and whatever, but it isn't foolproof. And in addition to that as well, really what really happens is that a paedophile just stays there ideating and fantasizing about what he's going to do when he gets out of prison. That's it. Or what she's going to do when she gets out of prison. And that's why their reoffending rate post-release is so high, because it's literally, they can't wait to get out. They're fantasizing about what to do next. They share stories and swap stories with other paedophiles in those units. Now, there's got to be some kind of reform within the system whereby, yes, okay, we understand that because of human rights, you've got to keep them protected from the rest of the population. But you shouldn't bunch them all together, because all they do is share ideas. And you think that drugs are smuggled into prisons, mobile phones are smuggled into prisons, weapons are smuggled into prisons. So do you not think that child porn is smuggled into prisons? Of course it is. On the nonce unit, on Rule 43. That's what they get spun for all the time. You know? Whereas the rest of the population have got to worry about the drugs bust. They've got to worry about being spun for child porn. They smuggle it in. So all they do is stew. I've never seen a paedophile rehabilitated. I really haven't. So we need to find this guy, Michael Wyatt, in his 60s now. I need a picture of this guy. DM me if you've got any information, people. Yeah. The Seeking the Truth Natural says there's a massive community of English Jamaican criminals being deported back to Jamaica. You know, it's a heinous crime, but plus a convicted murderer back in Jamaica previously. Yeah, it's heinous. But what happens is you're offloading the problem, and the Jamaican government, which are absolutely horrendous, are doing nothing about it. Doing absolutely nothing about it. I get the thing that, you know, you're disgusting, we don't want you here. Oh, it's just too much. It's too much. We're going to pick back up on it next week, people. The link is going to go out one more time, just in case you missed your chance. And then I shall bid you good night. You know, no doubt I'll get lots of backlash for this live. I'm sure of it. It's been some really heavy content. If it's affected you, DM us. We've got links to support that you can have and that you can access rather. DM us on @Afua Rose on Instagram, Afua Rose 69 on Instagram, and I'll be able to signpost you to that type of support. You know, anything else, I stand by my talk. Our community doesn't need to be led by the Pied Piper or any type of Pied Piper. I don't care who they are. We need serious people in serious times for serious issues. And that's the only thing I'm saying. I'm not hating. I don't hate. I am vexed, and I've explained why, but I'm certainly not on a hateful thing. If I was, you'd really know about it, trust me, because I don't conceal anything. I am what I am, and what you see is what you get. And if you don't like it, do one. And that's really Afua, isn't it? That's me from little girl right up to where we are now. People, thank you so much for being a patient cohort tonight. We've had a lot to go through. Double D's story was just, you know, I'm still mulling that one over in my head. And I love that brother. I love that brother. I love his bravery. I love his boldness. I love the way that he's able to tell his story. You know, in regard to the Irish people, let's hope the full weight of the law is given to them. Look, with situations like this, they're not going to get away with it. Thank God it's not the days of Stephen Lawrence where they could wriggle out of it. They are going to get the full weight of the law. And this woman has now lost her children to social services. I feel sorry for those children, to be fair. I'm vexed with them because they look like there was just too, the visuals are just too much. It's hard to feel empathy for the children. But I do feel sorry for them because they've been clearly raised and groomed to be the way they are, to jump in those fights and do those brutal things that they did. I mean, a child stomping on another bigger girl's head, any child's head, is just so disturbing at such a young age. So, but for them to go into the system, that's even more disturbing for me because we don't know what's going to happen to those children in the system. Hopefully there is a respectable element in that family that will be able to take them, and social services hopefully will act the right way and put the children with their family. But if they're in the system, heaven help them, is all I've got to say. This country is broken. The system is broken. The resources and the interventions that are available are broken. We need a complete rethink, There's a Guardian article. Can you send it to me? Because I couldn't find anything. It's quite obscure. Seeking the Truth, send me that Guardian article, please, on @AfroRose69 on Instagram. But let's wrap it up for tonight. I've got an early start tomorrow, people. Thank you guys once again. Miss Carol's always ahead of me. Good night. Sleep well. God bless you as we continue. Absolutely, as we continue. What have we got next week? I don't even know yet. I've got so much catching up to do, so much. I've got to catch up with the family from Milton Keynes as well, just to see what progress is being made. I know they've got a court date coming up, I think sometime in March. I may be in court in March and April with the Tony Clark thing. I'm not sure yet. I'll tell you guys all about that and we need to catch up about that anyway. But there's lots and lots happening and lots coming. Hit the Cash App. It's in my bio on Instagram. I didn't have time to put it in the description here, or I forgot really. I did have time. I just forgot. The link is in the chat if someone wants to jump on. You've got a few minutes. But yeah, you guys know the usual way of donating. We've got lots of projects. Even wanting to support this family at Milton Keynes, getting people up to Milton Keynes could have been a lot more supported. I love the people that have supported that. And all the money that was raised, which was pretty much only 100 and something pounds. So it wasn't 900 pounds to get a coach, probably wasn't even enough to get a minibus, but that's been put in the coffers that will go towards other projects and most definitely go towards the His Time Is Up March 2023. So good night, my people. Have a blessed weekend, and I shall see you again next week on Afua Speaks Community Conversations. Bless you. Love you all. Take care, my people. As if this bloody broadcast ends on this slow computer. This is your thing.